ducking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I said, ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climbed, and we gonna keep ducking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I said it's getting hotter out that flame I came. They try to stop me, straight up block me through that pain I've gained. A newer way, pursue my race, look, I don't cry no more. I just load up my mind and let my grind go show. Cause I'm locked in every single day. I be locked in, focused all the way, man, I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play. Okay. Let's play. Sorry, ain't no conforming. They'll know when I come for them. They don't know what I'm forming. They get low while I'm soaring. Ain't nothing about abnormal. No, he abnormal. Bad for you, ask for who doubts I shout, I'm asked for you. No debate, I flow grade 8. Luckily they with me now. Sit back, watch a procreate. I spit raps that'll go through hate. Stay focused on your biz and don't you ever focus. Stay focused on your biz and don't you ever focus. I'm locked in every single day. I be locked in, focused all the way, man. I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in.
Welcome back everybody to another episode of Sip to Telefilms, and today we're going to tackle what's next. The Ravens season ended this Sunday with a devastating loss at the hands of the Buffalo Bills, and the Ravens had their, I guess you would call it, the end of the season press conference today with John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta. And I'm going to start with that. I dropped a few messages in there, but some good things and some bad things that I heard in there from John and Eric DeCosta, and also like just watching what the people said in the chat was kind of wild to me. And then I had to think back. Fan is short for fanatic, and some of the things I saw in the chat were absolutely ludicrous. But let's go with John first. I talk about what I took away from the press conference from John first. He seems to be turning the corner as a dude that I like. And I don't know if it was an act for the Hard Knocks cameras, or he is turning into a guy that I can say that, hey, I like this dude and what he brings to the table. And the reason I say that, because he slipped up. He slipped up in the press conference, because earlier they asked him, do he watch Hard Knocks? And he was like, no. So in the press conference, he was like, I like how they portrayed us. And I thought to myself, I thought you didn't watch it. But then he had to come back and be like, well, yeah, I watched the clips I've seen I like. So this is what I think happened. After those first couple episodes, and they saw how they were portraying Tomlin, he made a little change to be better. And when he did that, that brought out of a side of him that I really, really, really can dig with. He turned into a guy that seemed more likable, not as cut and dry, not as by the book with quotes and stuff like that. So I think he kind of saw that, but he also made a good point. He said they perceived us as a place where potential free agents may want to come. That they might want to be a part of that, just seeing how how they work outside of just the game. So that may be helpful as far as recruiting guys to come, because we're gonna talk about it in a little bit. We don't have a lot of money, but we're gonna get to that here in a second. And that was the good thing. The bad thing is DeCosta, when he talked about, the playing young offensive linemen and that we were going to have a few mistakes along the way. I can't see what 77 and 65 being as a few mistakes. And yes, 77 got better, but it was not good enough. Even this playoff game, I put a clip out on Twitter today, and the clip was like, I think I captioned it, if our backup guards are not better than this, they don't belong in the NFL. There were too many times on the tape where our guards were just not very good at all. There were times when Roger wasn't very good, but I give Roger a pass because he's a rookie. I do. I give him a pass, and his pass blocking is pretty darn good for a barely 300-pound rookie. So I give him a pass. I think a good offseason for Roger, he'll be good. He'll be really good. But when he said a few mistakes, a few mishaps, because we were playing young players, you really don't have the time to put that in jeopardy because you in your Super Bowl window. I understand you trying to be relevant without picking in the top 10. I do understand it, and I like the fact that we never pick in the top 10. That means we competitive every year, so I like that. But you can't leverage your season and be like, okay, whatever happens here at this guard position, we'll just deal with it because we'll be better next year. No. We don't know how well our defense is going to play next year. We don't know how well our offense is going to play. You take advantage of it right then. You try to get the best guys you can get with the money that you got. Or you let them have a real competition. I think this is 2 years in a row, from my eyes, that there was not a competition at guard. And it should have been. Last year with Simpson, this year with Falele. So in my eyes, 2 years in a row, there should have been a competition at guard, and it wasn't. So I don't understand that part of it. But as far as the chat, man, it was some stuff said in the chat that I was like, bro, what are y'all talking about? Like I can't get with that. Like, and we all know, we know Mark had a terrible game. He did. We had a terrible game. Should likely be tight end one. Hey, that's a question. That's a legit question. Unless you're going to get something really good for Mark, don't trade him. Unless you're going to get something really good for him, don't trade him. Unless you get an offer you can't refuse, don't trade him. Now, I do think that he's going to have to come up off some of the ends, though. I do think he's going to have to come up off some of the ends. I really do. At 16 mil, you got to come up off something, cuz. Something got to give. But that's, and it was more things from the presses that I saw, and some things were more egregious than what I just talked about. But I just wanted to hit those 3 points and then kind of dig into the topic of today, which is where do we go from here going forward? And them having that press conference today kind of fit right into, my plans for today. So I'll start off with the compensatory picks. We potentially have 4 compensatory picks, and they go as follows. We should probably going to get a 4th rounder for Pat Queen. Probably get a 5th rounder for Jadeveon Clowney. Probably get a 5th rounder for Geno Stone. And then we probably get a 6th for Kevin Zeitler. And I don't know what the scale is. I don't know if it's monetary value or like what they got in the contract or how they played. But to me, out of these 4 guys, Zeitler had the best year. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to the Pro Bowl again. I think. I would say Zeitler had the best year. I guess I'm going to say Queen had the second best, then Clowney, and then Geno Stone. Because at one point, Geno Stone was ranked down there with all safeties as far as the worst in the league. But going forward, that I know of, we got a 4th for Queen, a 5th for Clowney, a 5th for Stone, and a 6th for Zeitler. And I don't think any of this is etched in stone yet, but I think it's pretty much what we're going to get for those guys as far as extra picks. And so if you take those 4 plus our 7, and I'm assuming we have all 7. I don't know the exact number, but I'm assuming we have all 7. That's going to be right around 11 picks. Now, at some point with those 11 picks, because we don't have a lot of money to go around, I feel like some of that stuff can be packaged to move up and maybe, have like 4 picks in the first 3 rounds or something like that. Because we don't have a lot of money. We don't have a boatload of holes. We don't have a boatload of holes, but we have holes at crucial spots. And I feel like, just like we be constantly throwing darts at edge, we need to constantly throw darts at guard now. So we'll see. We have the 27th draft spot. So we're picking 27 in this 2025 draft. So, just know where you are on the back end of the first round is tricky. It's always gonna be tricky, that back end. Maybe you trade back and get to the front of the second. Maybe you go up and try to get in the mid-teens or something like that. But it's gonna be tricky to see, what they do. So this is all right. We got a bunch of free agents. So on this this paper I'm going to bring you, I redacted all the free agents from the positional ranks. So that's what I did. I took every free agent that's up out of the positional ranks, so you can kind of see where each group is right now. Just and I know some of the guys may come back, so just bear with me on this exercise. Some of these guys will come back, but as of right now, every guy that I have redacted on this sheet I'm about to show you is a free agent, and so that'll give you an idea of where our positions look, right now. So let me switch over. I appreciate y'all for coming through and kicking it with me. I'll get to the chat in just a minute. Let me get through these points and these things I got for us. All right, so over there, you see the redacted. So we're gonna start with each position group. So the first one is quarterback. The only person that's not signed is Josh Johnson. We got Devin Leary and Lamar. We got to do some work there. Appreciate you, Nitty. We got to do some work there. I don't think Devin should be here, but that ain't my call. I feel like Emory outplayed Devin in the preseason. It is what it is. Not my call at this point. And then you see right here, you probably can't see it's behind my head, but Josh is 38. So it is what it is. All right, go to running back room. We got Derrick Henry, Rasheen Ali, Keaton Mitchell, and Justice Hill under contract. All those guys under contract. Derrick is 31, Rasheen 23, Keaton 23, Justice 27. Those 4 guys, I like. I'm good with this running back room. If all 4 of them healthy going into the camp, honestly we'll have somebody that we'll pick up, because like one of these redacted name was Owen Wright, so he may come back, whatever. But just the people that are signed, that's what this is. And I like those 4 guys in the running back room, especially with what we do offensively. You got a mixture of some of everything. Like, and honestly, a lot of people may not say this, but Justice Hill, as far as Sunday with Derrick Henry, he probably was right there. And then let me tell you why. I'm finna get off topic for a minute. I know, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm finna get off topic for a minute. Watching film today and getting ready for Chalk Talk today with me. And actually on Chalk Talk today, Chris can't make it. He got something to do. So we're going to have Michael Crawford to fill in for Chris. So y'all welcome Mike when we come in at 6:30 tonight for Chalk Talk. But watching the film and cutting my clips for Chalk Talk, the way the Bills defensive line did our O-line, that game was better suited for a Justice Hill, a Keaton Mitchell, a shifty guy, because Derrick was having to make people miss in the backfield, and that ain't his forte. Derrick needs a couple steps to get going, then he can make his cuts and do what he needs to do and get downhill. But you got Justice and Keaton and guys like that can make people miss in the backfield, which is and the Bills D-line stayed in the freaking backfield. I think that's why he had the success he had, because he averaged like 8.3 yards a carry, and he had some really good runs. Ran over DeMar Hamlin one play on the outside zone. So these 4 guys I'm cool with. Rasheen maybe can be replaceable with a young guy, but I ain't mad at Rasheen for what he did. But I'm excited to see Keaton back, because we really didn't use him much this year. This was almost like a red shirt year for Keaton. I'm going to be really excited to see Henry, Keaton, and Justice healthy going into the season. That's going to be really exciting from my point of view. All right, let's keep going. Wide receivers that are under contract. Zay Flowers, Anthony Miller, Rashad Bateman, Malik Cunningham, Tez Walker, Dalton Wade, Keith Kirkwood. Those are the guys we have as far as receivers. And we really, out of that group, the only notable name we lose is Nelly, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what's under it, but I got another paper here that I'll look at in a minute. I can't remember what's under it, but Nelly is the only guy that even played a lot that's really, in this thing. So, and none of these guys are world beaters, but they're solid. And I will tell you this today. I now expect 1,000 yards out of Zay and Bateman next year. I expect 1,000 yards out of both of those guys next year. Zay should get 1,000, and Bateman should get 1,000. As long as he don't get hurt in the offseason or have no kind of injury or nothing early in the season, I expect both of those guys to reach 1,000 yards next year. I do. Both of them. I really do. All right, let's go to tight end room. Tight end room, we got Likely, Kolar, Andrews, and we got the 2 practice squad guys. If I'm not mistaken, this is Ishmael up under the one that's redacted. All these Likely, Kolar, Andrews are all on the contract, but all 3 contract ends next year. Likely's contract rookie deal ends next year. Kolar rookie deal ends next year, because remember they were picked in the same round. Kolar before Likely, and then Andrews' contract ends next year. So all 3 of those guys' contracts are over. But coming back next year, I really believe we still got the best tight end room when you look at the totality of the tight end room. As far as O-line, who's under contract? Nick Samac, Tyler Linderbaum, Corey Bullock, the practice squad guy, Roger Rosengarten, who started at right tackle, Salah, Voorhees, who started the season at left guard, Darren Dalcourt, I think from Duke, and Daniel Falele. Ronnie's not under contract. Ben Cleveland's gone, and I think Pat McCarty's contract is up as well. I just realized the numbers was over here, so I can tell who it is. So, and I wholeheartedly think Ronnie coming back, but just for the sake of this exercise, he's not under contract, so I redacted him. All right, go to the defensive side of the ball. We look at our linebackers, and this is inside linebackers and outside linebackers. This is both. Roquan, Trent are inside linebackers. Adisa Isaac is a rookie. Calvin Noah's under contract. William Kiniku. Malik Ham was on IR. Ojabo was on the contract. Tavis Robinson's on the contract. Odafe always on the contract. So the outside linebackers that we have, they just need to produce. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys you got on the contract. So I know a lot of people saying edge, but we got 6 guys on the contract. They just got to produce. They got to get in Kyle Van Noy's bag. Whatever he and Dr. Rush and whatever he preaching, they need to get it. Now, Oweh took a big step, double-digit sacks. Kyle Van Noy at 33, double-digit sacks. Okay, and Tavius played a hell of a game Sunday. Tavius was my breakout player of the year. Now, he didn't break out as much as I thought he did, but he really flashed. Like, the whole season had flashes. And so I think Tavius is going to be a player in that edge room as well. So I know a lot of people saying first round edge, get a game record, yada, yada, yada. With the way we paid Roll this absorbent amount of money, we played Lamar a bunch of money. These young guys got to figure it out and play, because we can't just keep bringing in top end free agents, because the money ain't gonna add up. And y'all know we ain't gonna do a whole bunch of 4-year contracts and do like what the Saints did. We ain't kicking that can down the road too much. We was lucky to do it a couple years ago, like with OBJ and maybe somebody else. We got fortunate they dropped their sack and did it then. So we can't count on that. Let's go to the cornerback room or the defensive back room. The guys that are under contract: Nate Wiggins, Jalen Loma Davis, Marlette, Kyle Hamilton, Bo Braid. Stevens' contract is up. Trey White was, I think, just a 1-year deal. TJ Tampa's on the contract. Snoozy Kane. Ardarius is blocked out. I can't remember who 30 and 32 are. Then you got Desmond King and Marlon Humphreys. Those are the guys that are still under contract. So, cornerback room, we don't know what we got in TJ Tampa. We don't know what kind of player this guy is at all. Nothing significant. No significant minutes. And I'm not saying he was supposed to get significant minutes. I'm just saying we don't know what we got. So do we need to go practice squad? I mean, go draft a corner. We probably will get a corner at some point, but we just talking because you're looking at Marlon Humphreys 28, so he good. Desmond King 30, you probably need to be up out of there. Marlette's 31. That's pushing it. Coming off of IR, that's pushing it. Jalen Norman Davis might as well put JADIR as his initials. That's what it should be. JADIR. Jalen Norman Davis IR. That need to be his initials. He 25. And Nate's barely legal. Just 21. I expect big things out of Nate Wiggins. Huge things. And this thing say 6'1", 182. That boy is not no 182. He might be 162. That kid is not no 182. Can't see it. But let's go down to the defensive line. So guys that are under contract, pretty much all of them. But I think Pierce is going to retire. I do. I think Pierce is going to retire. I do. But then you got CJ Ravenel, practice squad. Josh Tuipu, practice squad. Nothing matter BK. For the amount of money you make, buddy, I need more than 6 sacks. Or I need more disruption. For the amount of money you make. And your play, your explosion should not be predicated on if Travis is in the game or not. If one player, 2 players don't matter. For the amount of money you make, my guy, you got to beat these folks. You got to wreak havoc all game, every game. I don't care who it is, unless it's an all-pro guy and you got two good on good going against each other, then you should have a regular game. But if it's not an all-pro, you should be wreaking havoc for the amount of money you make. You should. You got Chris Wormley practice squad. I'm just going to say AO because I can't pronounce that on the practice squad. Broderick Washington, who had some good plays, but a lot of times when Broderick Washington was in, we got the ball ran on us. And then my favorite guy out there, Big Za, a.k.a. Travis Jones, to me had a phenomenal year. If it's not for that ankle injury, probably would have been better than a lot expected. Travis, beginning of the year, Travis was a dude. Travis was throwing people out the club left and right, getting TFLs, making backs change their pass so other people can get tackles. Travis was a game disruptor early in the season until that ankle hit. And then once that ankle hit, he was okay, but he wasn't early of the season, Chad. I mean, he wasn't early of the season, Travis. He fell off a little bit because of that ankle, but it is what it is. And then our special team guys probably all will be back. So what I'm going to do here, and let me switch scenes for a second. So I'm gonna take what I did was I made a lineup. With all the people that are under contract. And so when you see this, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the key to it. Red to me is a bad look or a bad matchup or a bad marriage or whatever you want to see. Green I'm cool with. And if you see blue, I'm kind of iffy on it. So we'll see. Who got outplayed? Who y'all talking about over there? Jalen Carter outplayed Matty BK. That's what I think y'all talking about. All right, now we ready. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Please hit that like button. Let's see. Let's go back to where we was. All right. So we're gonna start on the offensive side, and remember, this is just with guys that are under contract. Just with guys that are under contract, not potential bring in guys, not guys that we probably gonna re-sign. Just the guys that are under contract as of 1/2/25 at 1:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So keep that in mind when we go through this list. So at wide receiver, and this is like a potential starting lineup. Wide receiver, you have Bateman. Tight end, you got Likely. At left tackle, keep in mind because Ronnie's not on the contract right now. That's why he's there. Left tackle, you got Rosengarten. And left guard, Voorhees. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't. And this one probably should be blue. Matter of fact, let me make this one blue. This don't deserve red. This should be blue. That should be blue. That don't deserve red because Voorhees played okay. He got hurt, lost his job, and in the one game he came back in. I think he played better than McCarr. So Voorhees should be blue. That shouldn't have been red. Now let's slide over. Linderbaum at center. I love that. Even though he gets bullied sometime, but he fights. Like one play I remember watching this morning, he got blew up off the line of scrimmage, but that wrestling kicked in and he swung the nose tackle, whatever he was around. And if I'm not mistaken, Derek or Justice cut right off his butt for a nice game. That wrestling kick in for him, he'd be good, but he do get bullied from time to time. Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, self-explanatory. Derrick Henry, running back, self-explanatory. The other tight end, Mark. The reason I have 2 tight ends because I didn't see a receiver that I trusted to be a slot receiver. That's why. And I feel like our best matchup would have been 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. So that's why there's no third receiver. That's why I got 2 tight ends up there. And keep in mind, this is just people under contract. Salah guard, which is a no-go for me. And Falele at tackle, which is also another no-go for me. And keep in mind, ain't much out there offensive-wise to kind of throw up here on this team. Because McCarr is a free agent. Ryan is a free agent. So that's why these guys are up here. And this is just from my mind. I ain't saying this how this gonna be. I'm just saying I'm based off the guys that are under contract. This is like if we didn't do anything in free agency, didn't draft nobody, didn't pick up no free agents, that's where we at. And we know that's not gonna be the case. So just go along. And then the other wide receiver, obviously Zay Flowers. I don't have no quarrels with that. So we should be good. Out of the 11 positions, I got 2 that I don't like and 1 that I'm skeptical about. And they just happen to all be on the offensive line. So with that being said, we go into this offseason with what I think the same problem as last year. Well, maybe even more because now Ryan's a free agent. No, I ain't going to say more because Rosengarten can go over there for Ryan and then Tyler Linderbaum. So you still got 2 offensive linemen. So we go into free agency in 2025 and transition with the same problem we had last year. Needing 3 offensive linemen. Maybe 2.5. Maybe 2.5. So look, again, same problem as last year. Nothing was fixed with that experiment. Unless this guy, Falele, take a huge jump and Salah take a huge jump. But I don't see it. I don't see it at all. At all. Let's flip to the defensive side. All right, let me blow this up so we can see it. All right, we'll start with the defensive side. So, a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. Now, starting with Nate Wiggins. I like Nate. I love what Nate can bring to us and go from there. As an outside linebacker, Oweh. Cool with it. Double-digit sacks. Hopefully he'll just get better. Maybe he can push 13, 14, maybe even 15 sacks this year. And, just be better. But if he do that, he might price himself out. He might price himself out. If he jump up and go 15 sacks, it might be a struggle. At one technique, Travis Jones. I love it. I just finished talking about Travis Jones for about 5 minutes ago, about how much I love what he did and coming back a healthy Travis. It's going to work wonders. 3 tech, Matter BK. I got questions. I do. I really do. For you to be making that type of money, I need your impact to be felt every game. Every game. And you ain't one of them fat, sloppy defensive linemen. You ripped up, probably got a 6-pack. Your power and speed needs to be worked in a way where nobody can block you. And I don't see that. I don't know if he is predictable in his moves or what, but his combination of speed and power should be darn near unblockable in the NFL. Should be. But it's not. So that's why he's blue. Now, if he didn't have that huge contract, if he had a regular pedestrian contract, he'd probably be green. But because he got all this money and his impact is not felt every game, blue. Every game. When you get a fat wallet, I need you to make plays. I do. All right. Inside linebacker, Trent Simpson. I have no clue what happened to Trent Simpson this year, other than being in the wrong gaps a lot and Roquan trying to communicate to him like too much that it was affecting his play. Like the linebacker position, the underneath coverage got better when Simpson got out, and Simpson can cover. So that's what I don't understand. The underneath protection got better when Simpson got out. When they brought in Chris Board, and maybe not Malik so much, but when they brought in Chris Board to do stuff, it got better. So I don't know if Trent got to do some soul searching, or I don't know. I can't pinpoint what he did to get snatched up out of there. But I do know a lot from my eyes. He was guessing on run gaps, not staying in his run fits, and kind of being lost in pass pro, being caught up on the play action too much. Like he'll get in the line of scrimmage too tight on pass pro. And then Rowe, like I was just mentioning, is he kind of coincide with Trent. Rowe had to me a lot of empty tackles early in the season. Like he had a lot of tackles with no impact. But then once they inserted Chris Board in there for like pass situations, and then Malik back there for run situations, the impact for Rowe showed back up to me. He did. I feel like he didn't have to communicate as much. Them guys knew what to do. Now they were less athletes and probably less players than Trent, but they were where they supposed to be, and Rowe didn't have to worry about so much as far as a guy being out his gap and doing too much. So once they made the switch and took Trent out, I think Rowe played a lot better. That's just my 2 cents. All right, going over to the other edge, T-Rob, Tavius Robinson from Ole Miss, from Canada. And I'll keep praising this dude. And I got him in blue. Only reason I got him in blue because he ain't guaranteed to play a whole season and be as effective as I think he can be. That's why I got him in blue. But this last game, and I want to use a curse word, but in a positive way. This bleepy the bleep was balling Sunday. Now it just go back and watch all 22, and you'll see some of it when we do Chalk Talk tonight. But this cat right here was cutting up, and then a couple sacks he got him out the mud. Like one sack I remember they play action passing. He had to take on the puller, then take on the back, then he went and got the quarterback for the sack. So a little bit more of development from T-Rob, and that dude, he gonna be a player. He gonna be a player to me. All right, the one behind my head, that's Marlette. Now I got Marlette in red again. 31 years old, coming off of season where he didn't play at all, I think, or very little. We got to do something there. And this nickel really could be, in best case scenario, this nickel could be Marlowe again, and then you can have TJ Tampa out there. But I ain't seen enough of TJ Tampa to say whatever. I've seen Marlette play, and Marlette plays some decent football. But he's 31 coming off IR. So if you want to do an exercise, something like this, and you feel like you want to put TJ Tampa at outside corner and Marlon back at nickel, that'd be great. You wouldn't have no quarrels with me at all. That'd be great. So I just know Marlette pretty much had this job before he got hurt, and then we put Marlowe back out here. Then we allowed the rookie Wiggins to start, and that Marlette getting hurt probably was, unfortunately, the best thing for Wiggins. Because now he, like, you in because ain't no coming out. You got to figure it out on the fly. Then we go over here to other cornerback, All-Pro Marlowe. Hey, shout out to Marlon, man. We all, and if you say you wasn't Klein and Marlon, you're probably telling the story. We all were. But Marlon shut all us up, myself included. Balled out this year. All-Pro Marlowe was back. I mean, killing this year. All-Pro Marlon, from an accountability standpoint, from a play standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, I love what Marlon did this year. Love it. Love it so much that I'm going to put up with some of his quirkiness this offseason. I'm going to give him a pass. But love what he did. Now, where the question comes in on defense. The safety position. So we failed the experiment with Marcus and Eddie. We did draft 2 young safeties, but I think both of them are more so strong safeties. That's Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid. Chris Canty, the old cowboy Chris Canty. No, indeed, Chris Canty about 40 right now. I think. But Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid. And the only reason and if I would have put Bo Braid's name here, it would have been blue. Reason being, I feel like both of them are strong safeties. That's what I do. And I think this dude is the ultimate strong safety, which is Kyle. So either Kyle may have to transition back to free, but still do some kind of things he did. But I'd much rather Kyle be a deep guy than Sanusi or Bo. I'd much rather Bo or Sanusi play around the line of scrimmage because one thing about Bo and Sanusi Kane, they would knock your head off. They did it in the preseason. They did it on special teams when they played on kickoff and stuff like that. Bo Braid and Sanusi Kane will knock your you know what in the dirt. And then Bo can play around the line of scrimmage. He can play in the flats. He can play deep. So this may need to be Bo. This could be interchangeable. I probably should have put / either one. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. What happened? Oh, there you go. So yeah, that's this right here. That's gonna be either one. Because I think they interchangeable. I think those 2 guys are interchangeable. Breaking news. Okay, G. The Jets have agreed to terms on a deal that will make Lions DC Aaron Glenn there. Oh, they said they was gonna try to not let him leave without the job. They definitely said that. I saw that. I definitely did. So it's gonna be interesting to see how well Detroit bounce back with losing both their coordinators. That's gonna be interesting to see if they bounce back. But all right, a few more things. I'm gonna get y'all out of here. Appreciate you, G, for that info. Appreciate you. So one more thing I got to pull up for you. Hold on, let me get it up. I don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Here it is. All right. Now this is from Salary Cap Ravens on Twitter. I think his name is Brian McFarland. This is where the Ravens stand as of today, or yesterday rather. Estimated 2025 salary cap, $272,500,000. The Ravens have carryover from last year, $2,136,843. Then there are adjustments. The adjusted salary cap, when you add that in, is $274,636,843. And then total cap, which is players under contract, that's $260,691,717. And the rule of 51, I still have no clue what rule of 51 means. I'll figure it out later. But basically, the money that we have as of right now, that's without cutting people, without restructuring, without doing any of those things that free up cap money, $13,495,126. That ain't a lot of money. That ain't a lot of money to do much of nothing with. You can get one good guy, or 2 mediocre guys, or about 6 trash guys that'll turn out like maybe what happened with Eddie. And if this money stays in this range, we won't even be talked about in week 1 or 2 of free agency. Maybe not even week 3 with this kind of money left over. So we got to be very careful, very meticulous. And Eric DeCosta said in his press conference today, this is his time of year, and it is. It's his time of year. He got to put together a better product than we did last year. And for his sake, I hope that Falele takes it a notch up. Even though we need other people to compete. For his sake, I hope Falele takes it a notch up, because that was a gamble. And think about this, y'all. What if Ben Cleveland goes somewhere and balls out? Think about that. and you made this man sit behind John Simpson, who got a nice payday from the Jets, and you made him sit behind Falele, who got this bogus blank Pro Bowl nod. But then again, Ben Cleveland could be trash too. Could be. We just don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. All we know is the few games he got to play in, like exclusively, he did all right. That's all we know. But Ben Cleveland could be straight up trash too. Could be. Could be. So the thing is now is, so we have all these things. And I put a poll on Twitter a couple days ago about what you guys think the biggest need is. And O-line won with 45%. O-line won that poll with 45%. And so that's where I'll be starting my draft stuff here later on today. I did some guys already. And like I said, I was going to make that document. I'm going to publish that document so you guys can see it. So the next time I go live, which probably be tonight, but I don't know which will be tonight with Michael Crawford, I'll have that document, a link to that document. It'll be going through the chat, kind of like all these other different things go through with Streamlabs and stuff like that. I have a link to that document going through the chat. And you'll see the 4 or 5 guys that I've already done. There's not film on them yet, but I have looked at some guys and got my ratings about it. But I'm going to start with O-line. I'm going to start with because I was just doing some stuff then just to pass time. Maybe I was bored or whatever. But now it's that time, unfortunately. So I'm going to start with O-line and go from there. My question to you guys is, we have needs right now. We do. We really do have needs. And this is for the people in the chat now and the people that are watching on the replay. Once free agency goes through, those draft needs will change. I say, if we can, bring in a veteran guard and draft a guard or a tackle. That's what I say. Do one of each. Veteran guard and draft a guard. Cornerback. Same. Veteran guy, draft a guy. Keep in mind, we ain't gonna get no top tier corner with the type of money we got. That's why I'm leaving the money up there. So you gotta have realistic expectations. Like just I was watching that chat and people was talking about bring in this guy, bring in that guy. Man, them guys young and make money. You're not gonna get no young guys for the type of money we got. You're gonna have to get a 28, 29, 30-year-old. The expectations gotta match the money that's there. They got to. And like Kyle Van Noy said it on his podcast, no matter what we bring in, they got to be effective and efficient, because with 8, we always got a chance. As long as 8 got out there, I feel like we got a chance. This man, I done felt like so many games where we was like, oh, we down, we done. And this man then pull a rabbit out of his hat. Pull the rabbit out of his hat. That wholeheartedly should have been a game freaking time. Never mind, I'm not going back there. Never mind. Nope. Staying where we at. So my question is, what's your free agent priority? So you can put free agent and you can put a name or two, and then your draft priority. You can put draft and then you put a name or two. Because like I said, a lot of these names are foreign to me because I purposely kind of stay away from a lot of college football during the season. So when I watch their film, I won't have this thought of what other people said about them already. So that's where I'm at, man. And I appreciate y'all for coming through. As far as the chat, I was hang over here with the chat for a minute. If you got a question you want me to try to answer, put a Q and then put your question out. I hang with y'all for about 5 minutes. So if you got a question you want me to try to answer, put a Q in front of it. That way I can kind of see it throughout the other stuff, and then I'll try to answer. Probably get to 2 or 3 of them. Ravenville says free agent Gilmore maybe. That's not a bad name. Not a bad name. How old is Gilmore right now? Can we draft the coach? Nope. Can't draft the coach. Can't draft the coach. Now, I don't even yes, we're doing Chalk Talk. Me and Michael Crawford doing it at 6:30. Yep, doing it at 6:30. Got a bunch of plays too. Got a bunch of plays. Let's see. Tay says, looking back on the whole year, what would you give the O-line a grade. So if I got to grade them as a whole, I give them a C. Maybe a D. No, I'm gonna say C. I'm gonna say C. I'm gonna say C. But individually, Ronnie get a. I'm gonna give Ronnie an A for the bounce back. Linderbaum, I maybe give a B. Falele is definitely getting an F. Macari's an F. And Rosengarten is a C for okay rookie year. But I think Rosengarten ended up being the second best tackle pick last year. If you're looking at just this year, I think Rosengarten was the second best tackle picked behind Joe Alt. I think. I don't know none of the players yet, Ravenville. I can't even give you no name. I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of college on purpose now. Like my college football kind of consists of the Hurricanes, the college football playoffs, and HBCU football. I try to stay away from the big names, so when I get to this time of year, their tape can shock me, and I don't have this notion of how they are already. How do you think we should address the D line? We're getting gashed by Allen and Cook. Not play Brandon Washington. That's it. Not play Brandon Washington. And you like when you play good teams, they gonna make good runs. It's just that they didn't have outstanding days. We had more yards than them running the ball. And that drive we scored the touchdown in the second half. We had 3 straight plays in a row or like 20-yard runs. Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Osman, if Lamar is approached to restructure, should he? That's on him. I refuse to pocket watch that dude. I mean, he could restructure and help the team out and get some better players, but he don't have to. He don't have to at all. Would I bring Ricard back? Heck yeah, if the price is right. I love Ricard's role this year. I love Ricard this year. You know, I used to always talk about him and like in Greg Roman's system, but for what Todd Monken has done with Pat Ricard, I love it. And the fact that he said he want to stay here and be a retired Raven, if they can make it work, I'm for it. Yeah, I mean, he can't make $6 million no more though. He just can't. That's too much. Do you think we can Garrett? Myles Garrett? I wish. But I just think too much money. Would you flip if Ronnie left? Yeah. If Ronnie left, I would flip Roger to left tackle. He was technically a left tackle for Mike Penix because Mike Penix was left-handed. So if Ronnie left, yes. Unless that veteran you brought in was a left tackle. I said I'd draft the O lineman and bring in one. That's the only difference. Let's see, do 2 more. Do you think Monken comes back? If not, who do you want as the OC? So I don't know what jobs are open, and they asked John this too. I think maybe the Jaguars may be the only job that's left open. Jaguars and Raiders, and I don't think he gets either one of those. Maybe the Jags, maybe the Jags. He might can get the Jag job, but I think they interviewing somebody now. But if he didn't come back, man, let T do it. Give T a shot. T seems to have a great relationship with Lamar. T know his stuff. T probably know Monken's system fairly well and probably got some twists that he can put on it to maybe help Lamar or whatnot, or help the offense in general. So I would say T. I would say T. And this is the last one I'm going to take right here from DDSQ. What would you do with Andrews? Unless somebody gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, I'm going to just ride it out and let his contract in. Unless somebody gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, I'm going to ride it out, let his contract in, and then likely is my tight end one going forward. That's where I'm at. Because, you know, even though Mark had a terrible game, I ain't on this stuff like some of these people with these death threats and stuff. No, that's too much, man. It's just freaking football. Yeah, it ain't worth all that. It ain't worth all that. Shout out to the Bills, man. The Bills people for donating to Mark's charity, for I think they had at one point earlier yesterday or this morning they had raised $60,000 for Mark's charity. So shout out to them folks, man, for doing that. And like I said on Twitter, they always, as annoying as they are, as annoying as the Bills Mafia is, they do flip a lot of things and donate to some charitable places, you know, for whatever the reason is. For whatever the reason is. And like somebody tried to throw some shade under my post, like they only do it when they win. They don't. They do it a lot of times. Like I said, as annoying as they are, they seem to be some good people up there outside of football. Outside of football. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for 51 minutes. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video. Matter of fact, we can give some points out. How many likes we got? We can get some points out before we get out of here. We have 40, so we give out 50. We give out 50. Let's do that real quick. Let's do that real quick. 25 and 50. And you can check your points by doing exclamation point points. You can check it that way. Now, if you lurk, you don't get points. You got to participate. You got to engage. If you lurk, you don't get any. And then the guys that donated to the channel, you can donate by clicking the pinned comment up top. You can leave. You can do a super chat. You can be a member. You can be a Patreon. All those different ways. But shout out to the people that donated today. Rave Kingdom says he dropped $2. He said the way EDC talked, Brandon Stevens is gone. And then Shockwave dropped $2 saying, would you bring back Chris Canty? And the only Chris Canty I know is the guy that's talking on TV right now. So that would be a hard no. But that's what I got for y'all, man. I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Enjoy the rest of y'all. What's this? Wednesday. And I'll see y'all tonight for Chalk Talk with me and Michael Crawford going over this season-ending game versus the Buffalo Bills. So, with that being said, man, we're going to let Locked In take y'all out for about a minute, and then I'm gone. Peace, y'all.
Okay, I'm locked in. Every single day I be locked in. Focused all the way, man, I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play.
Super chat. Hold on. Yeah, I saw your super chat. I don't know. Is Chris Canty, is that the guy that's on TV, the old Cowboy player? That's what you're talking about?
Okay, I'm locked in. Every single day I be locked in. Focused all the way, man, I'm locked in. From the time I wake, I be locked in. I don't need no break. Okay. Let's play. I say ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climb, then we gonna keep ducking till we finally shine. Indeed, I keep them ducking, baby, time after time. I say ain't nothing but my grind on my mind. See, we started with nothing, then we climb, then we gonna keep ducking till